In the third part of this Christmas and New Year trip, we make our way from the island of Reunion to Mauritius. We'll be spending a week on the island, mainly relaxing after a week of activity in Reunion and exploring the many beautiful locations that Mauritius has to offer. In Reunion, we made the drive from our accommodation to the airport and then made the short flight to Mauritius. And we then made our way to the north of the island. For our first evening in Mauritius, we headed to a beach near our accommodation with a beautiful church next to the sea. For sunrise the next day, I headed back to the same beach. Hi everyone, and welcome to the country of Mauritius. Really good to be here. We actually got here yesterday afternoon, and there's a bit of a travel day from the island of Reunion, and I think we spent more time queuing at security in the airport than we did actually flying. It's only about a 50-minute flight, but yeah, it just took a bit of time to get here. We've driven to the far north of the island. We're only staying here for one night though, because today we are doing a full day boat tour out to the Northern Islands. And yeah, today's going to be all about just being out at sea, doing a bit of snorkeling, exploring some smaller islands. So I think it would be a great way to kickstart our time on Mauritius. And in terms of like our rough itinerary, we haven't got too much fixed into place. We're not really moving around the island too much. Staying here for one night, and then we're pretty much staying down south for the rest of the week. After a week in Reunion, which was all about hiking and mountains and lots of waterfalls, things like that, Mauritius will be more about the beaches, doing lots of snorkeling, swimming, and just having a bit more of a chill time of it. But you know, it's nice so far. I suppose our first impressions are that we're just so surprised how two islands so close to one another can be so different. Obviously Reunion is the European Union, it definitely has that European feel to it. But you know, coming here it is quite different, that sort of chaotic atmosphere, and it's very busy at night, so it's a lively place. I did read that the north is a bit more like populated than the south, so I don't think the rest of our trip will be too much like this, I don't think anyway. But yeah, I got up for sunrise this morning. I was hoping to photograph the church in the back there with the sun kind of coming above it, but unfortunately it's a bit cloudy this morning. Hopefully it will burn off for our trip. Yeah, really excited for the week ahead. Rebecca and I were saying, although it's the same trip, it does feel like the start of a new holiday, new adventure. So I think it's been a good call to split our time, our 2 weeks between these two islands. To start our full day boat tour, we first boarded at Grand Bayer. And just as we approached the snorkeling site, the heavens opened, but it didn't really matter because we were soon in the water. We then made our way to the next stop, which was called Flat Islands, where we had plenty of time to explore on our own. The weather had also cleared up, which was a nice bonus. We then had a nice lunch on board before then going to the opposite island, which was called Gabrielle Island. We got back to the mainland in the afternoon and then made the hour-long drive to the south, reaching Le Morne beach just in time for a beautiful sunset. For sunrise this morning, I've come to a beach, surprise, surprise, and I think this one is called Tamarin Beach. And as you can see behind me, you get this sort of little bay area and you get this lovely view of a mountain out the back there, and it's quite a nice shape. It's a good one to photograph anyway. So yeah, yesterday on the boat was a pretty good day out. The day started off a bit grey and a bit rainy, but as soon as we got to the islands, the weather did clear up and it turned into a nice day in the end. We did get back quite late. It was quite a long day. I think we probably got back to the harbour at 4 p.m. I think. There was probably more people on the boat than we were expecting. Obviously, you know, a catamaran boat, they generally are quite big and can accommodate quite a lot of people, but yeah, it was quite a crowded boat, and yeah, you couldn't really find too many places to sit, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. I thought it was pretty good value, all things considered. I think if you're expecting like off the beaten track, going to remote islands, it's not quite like that. It's, you know, you're going to get dropped off and there's going to be loads of other tours and loads of other boats doing the same thing on the same timeline. It was a good day out, but to be honest, we've had better boat trips, I suppose. Really looking forward to exploring the south of the island. Just first impressions so far, it's kind of, yeah, it's a lot quieter than the north, which I mean I like personally, and it's a little bit prettier as well. So I think today is going to be a chilled out day. We're just going to be sort of exploring some beaches, I think, and just taking it a bit easy. We spent the day exploring the beaches along the south coast and relaxing in the warm weather. We stopped off at Chez BB for a spot of lunch. We ended the day at a less touristy beach along the south coast. We were quite amazed by how far the sea receded at low tide, which provided an opportunity to take some photos of the photogenic boats just as the sun was setting. And that would be the end of our first few days in Mauritius. In the next video, we explore more of the islands, including a visit to the geopark, a trip to some more beautiful islands, and we do some underwater activities. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.